Hello, you're playing The Waiting Game, the show that recommends 5 things for you to check out before the latest gaming hits land. It's kind of like the family fortunes of games you can't buy yet, except we don't have any dismembered bouncing testicles in our intro.
Yet.
You know what game has loads of dismembered, non-testicle body parts? The Evil Within. It's a gruesome survival horror title from Mr. Shinji Mikami, due to land in late August 2014 on PS3, PS4, 360, Xbox One and PC. Within the game, the Evil is a mysterious force that overpowers Detective Sebastian Castellanos and his partners at the scene of a murder. Cracking name, by the way. From there, he must travel through a world of death and madness, facing his own fears in order to understand what is going on.
And presumably not die horribly. Again with the dismemberment.
Now, first up, if you haven't done so already, you have to play Silent Hill. This 1999 PlayStation title is a classic piece of psychological horror that was so good it resulted in 8 more games in the series, an HD re-release of the first 3, and a full feature film. Our hero Harry Mason is no hero. He's an everyman's man who happens to have lost his daughter in a foggy town full of horrible monsters. Your everyman's health means that only a few hits will bring you down, and with no heads-up display, it's something you have to actively check. Investigating the mysterious powers that ensnare the town and battling its creepy occupants will lead you to one of 5 grim endings.
There's also a spoof ending as well, with some little alien dudes. Possibly some probing, but you don't want to hear about that. It's available on PSN, so you won't even need to dust off your old PS1 either.
Check out the lousy film too, if you like, if only for the scene where Pyramid Head throws someone's flesh against a church door like a moist towelette. Schlep! The Evil Within also has this rather large, ugly fella maniacally running around, messing up corpses hanging from meat hooks.
I swear I've seen that before.
We'll always remember him as Rocky.
Exactly! And once you're done with that, you should watch the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Originally released in 1974, this story focuses on a group of friends who run foul of a cannibal family with a penchant for chainsaws. The film's main antagonist, Leatherface, arguably set the bar for hulking, masked killers, along with introducing power tools as a fun new way of dispatching pretty all-American beauties into more manageable, digestible chunks.
What happened was true.
Don't believe for a second that the film is a true story, because it's not. But it's scary as all hell and well worth your time if you have a taste for horror.
If all-out fear is your bag, then look no further than Siren Blood Curse.
This 2008 PS3 title was directed by Keiichiro Toyama, the same guy to direct option number 1, Silent Hill. Siren Blood Curse adds a new level of fear to the game by allowing you to see through the eyes of your hunter as you peek through the gaps of your hiding place. At times, you can even see your own eyes looking back at you. Hiding from Rocky with a chainsaw is something you'll be doing a lot of in The Evil Within.
It's not Rocky!
Right. Gamespot's Jess McDonald describes it as, "Fuck Siren Blood Curse. That's the scariest fucking game I've ever played."
No, please. Oh my God, Jesus Christ.
That's about as shining a recommendation as you can get.
One thing that The Evil Within doesn't want for is buckets of blood and gore, out of which sprouts something that has altogether too many limbs and a face like a bag of smashed crabs.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
So when an alien life form takes over the bodies of a crew working in an Arctic station in The Thing, it's all limbs and weird faces aplenty.
They'll have to figure out who is still human and who has a chest cavity made of teeth, for example.
Clear!
Clear.
This film doesn't hold back on the gore one bit, and being an older film, it's all done with prosthetics rather than silly CGI. So it looks just that extra bit horrendous.
A long time ago, before Shinji Mikami started working on The Evil Within, he was working on a little-known horror series by the name of Resident Evil. And it was excellent.
Up to Resident Evil 4, I mean, then he did other things, and after that, Resi just went all action-y and wrong. Originally released back in '96, Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine investigate a series of mysterious murders on the outskirts of Raccoon City. But it's not long until they're trapped in a puzzle, trap, and zombie-ridden mansion. The Umbrella Corporation has been conducting illegal experiments with something known as the T-Virus, and the side effects can be less than savoury. Resident Evil is known for its fixed camera angles and attacking mechanic, making it really hard to see what's at the end of a corridor, and harder still to aim your very limited ammunition at whatever is trying to kill you. Much like Silent Hill, your actions in-game will also lead to a multitude of different endings.
Once again, this series made its way to Hollywood in the form of 2 CGI and no less than 5 live-action movies, with a 6th in the works right now.
Trashy action with Mila Jovovich. It's a guilty pleasure.
Another week, another 5 suggestions. No books this time, so do leave your own recommendations in the comments below, or tweet them to me at ReadySebiGo using the hashtag GSWaitingGame. A bit like how I didn't include Doctor Who last week, so sorry about that. We'll see you next week.